welcome to my channel. This video is going to be an update video on my Chebe journey, and I'll just be letting you know what's been happening and what's not been happening, because basically since the last Chebe video that I've posted, I haven't really been using the Chebe, and it's not because there was anything wrong with the Chebe. It's just that life has been happening and I haven't found the time, the energy or the motivation to, one, make videos, and two, maintain the Chebe routine. Although I haven't been using the Chebe, it has kind of helped me confirm some of the benefits of the Chebe powder, because over the past some months I have been having an increased level of breakage of single strand knots, and the single strand knot has been a problem because in my head I'm thinking I need to cut the single strand knots off, but because I was having them so often, I've kind of cut off my length. I've also noticed a difference in moisture retention and in the thickness of my hair, because especially with the thickness, I noticed that the more time that progressed, the less I was noticing the thickness. So although the Chebe powder helped with hair thickening, it wasn't long term, that the effects of the hair thickening decreases over time. So although I haven't had the benefits of the Chebe, it has helped me in taking a break from the Chebe, seeing what the benefits actually were. Over the past some months, which has been good as well, is I've been able to keep the non-Chebe section separate from the rest of my hair. So I am planning on doing another comparison, because before I did a comparison between Chebe powder, applying the Chebe powder to the hair, and just using oils and butters and moisturizing that regularly, using a regular moisturizing routine. But now I'm going to do a comparison between the Chebe powder and Ayurvedic powders, because when I first looked into using Chebe powders, I saw a few comments saying you could just do the same thing with Ayurvedic powders. So, me being me, I said, okay, I'm gonna try that. So, I've decided on 4 separate Ayurvedic powders. And the first one I'll talk about is Amla Powder. Now, Amla Powder is known to have conditioning properties. And not only that, it also helps with thickening the hair and providing shine. It also helps with keeping the hair soft. So I feel like this was one good contender for the Chebe powder. The next one I'll talk about is Bingwaj powder. Bingwaj powder is claimed to have benefits for preventing hair loss and promoting hair growth. And it's also said to help darken hair and adding shine to the hair. So again, another great contender for the Chebe powder. Another Ayurvedic powder that I'm going to be using is Brahmi powder. And Brahmi powder is purported to help reduce split ends, which I also assume will help with preventing breakage, because split ends are known to contribute to hair breakage. So that would be good. But it also helps promote hair growth and to promote thicker hair. And last but not least is Tulsi powder. And Tulsi powder is claimed to be a good hair hydrator and also very nourishing to the hair, so very conditioning in general. So those are the 4 Ayurvedic powders that I have chosen. I have applied the Ayurvedic powders to my hair already. I'll be using the same method, keeping it in my hair for 3 or so days, then reapplying it. But having already applied it to the hair, because I've applied it to a small section, and with the Chebe powder I applied it to another small section, there's one thing I've noticed, and that was the ease of application. Now, if you're aware of how the Chebe have been applied to the hair traditionally with the Chadian women, they layer it. So they'll layer water, oil and the Chebe powder onto the hair before braiding it. So they'll wet the hair or dampen the hair, apply the oil to their hair, and then they'll apply the Chebe powder to their hair, and then they'll layer it like that. And I tried to do the same thing with Ayurvedic powders, and it wasn't very successful, because with the Chebe powder it applied very smoothly. You could see the oil coat in the hair and it had shine immediately. But with the Ayurvedic powders it wasn't the same. It was very dry on application and you couldn't really see the oil. Although I was adding oil, it kind of disappeared. And that was something that I've already noticed straight away. So what I plan on doing from this point onwards is apply the Ayurvedic powders in paste form to my hair, which then I'll also do the same thing for the Chebe powder, because as this is an experiment to compare the effects and benefits of the two, I want to reduce as many variables as possible. So I don't want to be layering the Chebe powder and then applying the Ayurvedic powders as a paste, because then if there are differences in benefits or effects, I don't want there to be any doubt as to why that is. So I don't want there to be the idea that it was the way you applied it to your hair that led to that effect. I want everything to remain the same, apart from the fact that I'm using different powders. So that's pretty much it for the update. For future videos, I'm going to, one, in relation to the Chebe, do a breakdown of the ingredients and what some of the benefits are of the specific ingredients of the Chebe powder mix, because I've been able to find some scientific studies that detail that, and it's very dense in information, so I'm going to try and fully understand it and then simplify it so I can provide the information to you all. But at the same time, I'm also going to try and create content that isn't so Chebe related or hair related, because I'm starting to think that the channel's a bit dead, you know what I'm saying? I need some variety. So that's it for the video. Hope you found this one informative, interesting, and until the next time, bye.